What is up, Forge FC fans? I'm Scott McEwen, joined alongside by my guy Anthony Novak. Anthony, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm very well, thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking time out to do this with us. So it's just a quick, simple concept, 9 cards, a couple topics here. We'll get you to pull them at random, and then we'll just have a little chat about each one. So we'll start off.
Sounds good, man. We got
So City of Hamilton. Obviously, I mean, it was had a large part to do with the CPL coming together. Bob Young played a big role in that. What does it mean when you hear Hamilton, knowing that this is your first time being professional in this league?
Well, for me, Hamilton, it definitely represents a couple of things. You know, it represents a little bit of togetherness. Obviously, when the club became, everybody got together and decided on the name, all as one, and together we forge happens to be the phrase that comes to mind. You know, when you think about it. And then secondly, it's like I'm not from here, obviously.
Right.
But it's growing to be a second home. You know, come in every single day.
Spending
almost all my time here. So that's definitely the second thing.
Awesome. We'll get you to take the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, competition amongst squad. The big thing that I've noticed so far in this season is the fact that you guys just have so much depth. Like, it doesn't matter if someone's coming off the bench or, like, I mean, you can attest to that.
For sure.
So, what's the competition like amongst the squad when you guys are in training session?
That's good, man. Everybody's always given 100%. I think the key thing is that everybody wants to come out and show the best so that they can get into the 11. I think Coach Bobby was saying yesterday we're the only squad in the entire league that's played 19 players. I think there's only one that we haven't played yet. So that's obviously a testament to how deep we are. In terms of just the competition overall, though, I mean, I think everybody understands where their roles are at as well, right? Because each game, even if you're not in the 11, it may not be just because you're not performing the best. It's often tactics as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as an example, York 9 played a 3-5-2, and then when they went against Halifax, it was a completely different setup, right? So you just have different needs.
Exactly.
Different games made for different players. So
absolutely.
We got here.
Team morale. Okay, so I mean, obviously you guys came off a heartbreaking loss there to Calgary. That was that sucked to watch. But for you guys, you've owned possession. You've created so many chances. What's the morale like in the squad? Because you guys obviously know that you're a very good team.
Yeah, well, in terms of the playing, first and foremost, I mean, the result obviously wasn't there, but there's good things.
Exactly.
You know, the fact that we are keeping most of the ball and keeping teams pinned in their own half for the most of the game and creating the better chances are obviously good signs. You know, if for some reason we were losing and weren't doing those things, you know, you'd have something to worry about. It's a different story about. But that said, though, everybody's positive because we do have things trending in the right direction. It's just a matter of going and killing teams off and being a bit more lethal.
For sure. All right. A couple more.
Sure thing. Okay.
Pacific FC. Okay. So your debut.
Yeah.
You banged in a heck of a goal.
Yeah.
The emotions when you look back at that game. What were you feeling and after the game and everything? Because I got to talk to you and you seemed like you were pretty emotional about it all. So.
It was a big moment, man. For me personally, in that specific moment, it was just a rush. It was completely surreal. You know, I didn't have time to think about it. It's just, you know, the ball went in, and I turned, and I just looked and saw everybody up there, right to the corner. Like, I probably should have gone the other way. Like, it was crazy, man. But I was talking to my mom after. She said she burst into tears. Like, she was
that's
there.
awesome,
yeah.
man.
But no, that was certainly a special moment, and. Obviously, playing as a number 9, you know, you want to be scoring goals, and to get one so early is definitely important for me.
For sure. Okay, best soccer memories. Now, this could be, like, I mean, obviously Pacific FC is going to be up there.
First one we just talked about.
But maybe some 2 others, whether it be what influenced you into getting into soccer or,
for sure.
Or a game that you've played throughout your life.
When I played in League One a couple years ago, we won the league a couple times. The second one was a little more special though. That one was definitely something. The league was really tight. It was like ourselves. It was Oakville. It was Sigma, and it was Woodbridge, and we were all coming down to like a tight playoff. And the league was like between 2 and 3 points almost the entire time. So it was really exciting. And then it came down to the final day, which was really cool.
Awesome.
So. And then obviously we were able to get it done. So that was amazing. And I just remember in that moment we went to penalty kicks and we won. And I was actually like on the bench at that point. And I remember running across and like there were all the Oakville fans there.
Yeah.
There were a bunch. We packed it out with all the academy boys too. And one of the dads is like picking up all the kids and throwing them on the field, and I'm like grabbing them, like carrying them, running them over, and they're all like hopping on the boys and stuff. So that was definitely a cool one.
Just four more here.
Team
Jokester. So who? Obviously, there's guys you go through your ups and downs through the
Yeah.
season, and there's guys who are gonna crack jokes, keep the mood light. Who's the guy who's always cracking jokes and keeping it light in the locker room for you guys?
Everybody's gonna give you the same answer. You ask him. You say Tristan.
Yeah.
AKA G.
That's and I mean, like, what does that do for a team? Because obviously, like I said, you go through your ups and downs. Like when there's some tough times to go through, it's a good mood setter.
Of course. The cool thing about training here is everybody sets a really high standard.
Yeah.
And when the standard's high, wherever you are, things can get tense.
Mm-hmm.
But the team morale and having players like G in there, it keeps everything lighter.
Yeah.
Especially on days like after you've won, you've got like a lighter session. Like it's good to definitely like be able to kick back a little bit and have a laugh.
Yeah, exactly. So form this season. I mean, you've got a couple starts under your belt now. How are you feeling personally with the way that you've been playing throughout these past couple games?
Good, man. It's a very simple like recipe for me. Obviously I want to be scoring goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not worried about 1 and 2 at the moment. And they'll come.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come.
Mm-hmm.
The key is just focus on the fundamentals and make sure you're keeping hold of the ball, winning your personal battles, and then when you get in the chance, put them away.
All right, 2 more here. Okay, path to the CPL. I mean, like I mentioned, I got to talk to you a little bit after Pacific, and you've had a heck of a journey to get here. As soon as I heard it, I thought that was like just something that people need to know. So for Forge fans who don't necessarily know, how did you end up here where you are today?
It's a long one, man. So obviously, like obviously many other Canadians, I grew up wanting to play football. There's nothing else you want to do. If you can go kick a ball for a living, you're not doing a 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So I knew when I was in high school that I needed to focus properly to get there, and I spent obviously my time studying to make sure that I was going to get an athletic scholarship, go play in the States. That was the things I wanted to do. That's a good path to the MLS. Because obviously we didn't have the CPL then, and finding like a good link, somewhere where you can get set up, go overseas, unless you've got an agent and you're Canadian. It's kind of a challenging path, especially if you don't have some kind of European passport or anything of that sort. So after I graduated, I came back to League One. And I wasn't sure if footy was gonna pan out, and I started working. I've worked probably 8 jobs since I graduated.
Yeah.
I've worked in a warehouse, worked as a landscaper. I just finished working at the bank, and I had another job as well at the same time. And I was all that while I was traveling to Oakville.
Okay.
So I'd work during the day. It was way worse, obviously, when you're landscaping.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
outside,
You're
like sitting on your back
working.
all day. Like,
Yeah.
At one point, I was literally just shoveling dirt. I was laboring. I was just shoveling dirt. So I shoveled dirt for like 8 hours. Get in the car,
And then you
drive to
gotta go
Oakville, train at 9, come home, try and sleep, back up to work
Back at
like
the grind, yeah.
7 a.m. Like, yeah. So
I'm sure you don't miss those days.
yeah, no. The thing about it is though is like I knew at a certain point I didn't want to labor anymore.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to labor and like just be railing on my body like that. And that's when I went into like more of a business setting. I did recruiting and staffing.
Okay.
Worked at the bank. But the thing is like I don't really enjoy trading my time for money necessarily. And obviously soccer has been the goal. And the next closest thing for me was the Army. And I put my application in August of 2017. I figured if I wasn't going to be a professional soccer player, the next closest thing to like a professional athlete would be professional soldier. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you go work out, you go train.
You got that schedule.
Right?
There.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. You keep yourself in shape for work, and that is your job.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously the fact, barring everything pre-CPL. Canada's a great place to be.
Absolutely.
There's nobody else I'd rather work for. So that was like the biggest consideration at the time, and that was what I was thinking that my career was gonna be. And then the last League One season, between working and stuff and training, things just kind of started clicking, and I found my true place in the team as like a 9, and I was able to have a pretty good season, and it kind of just set the platform for this, and Forge came along at the right time, and here we are.
And I think that's that speaks to what the CPL is, right? Like it's
100%.
a bunch of Canadians who've been grinding their way through the ranks throughout many different leagues, and now finally we've got our professional league, and it's been so far. I mean, for me personally watching, it's been awesome to see the turnout and the crowds and stuff like that.
For sure, that's the other thing, right? Like I was gonna say, obviously I've spoken a little bit about how important it is to the players and players that are around my age, and especially players growing up. But the other thing is that it's really important to fans in Canada.
Yeah.
Having Canadian Premier League it's a huge platform for Canadian soccer going forward for decades, man. Like it's huge, and it's especially important to the fans. We've never had it before, so
Yeah,
even when I'm done playing, it's gonna be something that I'm a part of as well. So.
Yeah. Last one here.
Coach Bobby.
Coach Bobby. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but he first saw you and started recruiting you because he saw you through Oakville Blue Devils, and he was coaching for Sigma.
Right.
So, I mean, spill a little bit of tea here. What is Coach Bobby like during training sessions, in the locker room, and just around the guys?
It varies. He's serious at the right times, and he can be very serious and be very demanding, and that's a testament to the way we play. We play a very specific style, pardon me, and to get it right and to be confident in it, it needs to be drilled into place. So he holds us to a high standard, and in training you see that. But he likes to joke around as well.
Yeah.
He likes to joke around as well. So he's able to keep things light and also keep things serious at the right moments, which is important.
Well, I mean, Anthony, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it, bro. Forge fans, check out the Forge FC and Anthony back live in action at Tim Hortons Field May 29th against FC Edmonton. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content throughout the season.